Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for another Batman review. Today it is Season 1, Episode 25, The Joker Trumps an Ace. So, as the title indicates, this episode once again has the return of Cesar Romero as the Joker, and he's fine as he usually is, but I have to say, although I usually really enjoy the Joker episodes, this one seems a little bit tame to me for a Joker episode. There's nothing particularly bad about it, but it's not particularly great either. It's just kind of there. It's okay. So going through the episode, we start, as we usually do, with the Joker plotting a new scheme. He's in a fur shop, and he steals some kind of pin. I think it's a hairpin from a woman, and he uses confetti again, so that's a nice callback to an earlier episode. Then we learn from the commissioner that he also stole something from a golf course, a hole or something. So he's doing a lot of things that don't seem to add up, which is typical of the Joker. So Batman is, of course, called in, and through the clues, he figures out that he's going to steal a visiting Maharaja's golf clubs, because I guess they're worth a lot, apparently. So then we get an amusing scene where the Joker is keeping an eye out for any trouble on a forklift, which is run by his henchmen, who are, they're okay for henchmen. They're a little bit better than most of the henchmen on this show, I have to say. They do accomplish some things. So at this point, Batman appears, and he's also keeping a lookout, and he's watching the Maharaja play golf. But strangely, there's no Joker around, but all of a sudden, some sleeping gas just appears at the end of a hole. I have to say, I thought the golf scene was a little long and not that great. And I have to say, the Maharaja is a stereotypical character, especially for this time. But when you see what happens in part 2, there is kind of a reason for that, so I'll let it go. It's fine. It makes sense in the context of the plot. But the scene isn't the greatest scene in the world to watch, in my opinion. So eventually the Maharaja's knocked out, and the Joker's henchmen capture him and put him in this van that they have, the one with the forklift, to escape. And Batman gives chase, but eventually the van turns into a little toy van, and a clue is left behind. This was fine. It was done okay. So eventually we go back to the Joker, and we're introduced to him and his henchmen again, and a woman named Jill, who's like the token henchwoman for this episode. I say token because she's given very little to do. It's hard to really say much about her character. She's just kind of there to put a female character in the episode, basically. So Batman and Robin eventually find the hideout, and it's strangely unlocked, so of course Batman and Robin just run right in, like it wouldn't be a trap or anything if it's unlocked. But as Batman often does in part 1, he and Robin get trapped and tied up by the Joker and his men. And then there is this weird scene where the Joker does this like singing, but it's like half talking, it's like a poem. It's very strange, and it's the first time they've done this on the show. It's almost like a musical scene. It was kind of okay, I guess. It was fine. It just something you have to watch for yourself. It's one of those strange Batman moments. So eventually this leads to the cliffhanger where the Joker is debating what he should do with Batman and Robin. And of course, instead of disposing of them right away, he puts them, he's going to put them in this gas chamber, and he's asking them if they can swim and things like that. But, of course, the henchwoman is conflicted, as always, as she kind of likes Batman. This is becoming a very old plot device, in my opinion. But otherwise, we're set up with our cliffhanger with Batman and Robin in trouble. But I'm sure they'll be okay. So overall, The Joker Trumps an Ace is just an average episode, in my opinion, and I give it a 2.5 out of 5. So just an okay episode, but I would say fans of the show might enjoy watching it at least once. So a 2.5 out of 5 for The Joker Trumps an Ace, and as always, thank you very much for watching.